Hi, I'm so happy you're here. Today's episode is absolutely amazing. And I thought to myself, if you're one of those photographers that was like me in the beginning, where do I start to build a photography business? How do I do it? I don't even know where to begin. Today's episode is the first of a playlist that I'm going to make for you on how to build your photography business foundation. That's where we start. And if that's you, you're in the right place.
Welcome to Capture and Connect. Insight, challenges, and proven strategies to help you take your passion for photography and turn it into an income-generating business. And now here's your host, Janice Sullivan.
And I'm here every single Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, and it's a premiere. So that means I'm in the chat. I'm in the chat over here talking to you. I get on actually 15 minutes before because I love to say hi to you guys. This is the best way that I can actually communicate kind of live with you as I'm making these episodes for you. Some of you may not know me. Real quick, I'll just explain. I went to college, art with emphasis in photography. And back then, the main thing that we could do as an artist is really just go into a gallery. There was no foundation for me, and that's what I want for you, a foundation just for you. College didn't teach me to build a photography business foundation. I took a lot of coaching and mentors and classes beyond just the education of being in a college, because I didn't like doing that art scene. Some of you may, all the power to you. So in a little bit, I'll give you some steps to do to really help you focus and understand where to start in the very beginning of your foundation. But I feel like people that don't do this, what happens is there's so much naysayers in your ear, like you can't have a business and you can't make money and all these things going in your head. And that's because you're just being like everyone else. And that's all you know. That's why I want to do this for you. I want to set you apart from all the other photographers out there. Especially in our landscape, nature, macro, and fine art fields, we're a little different than going to headshot, photographer, wedding photographer. We're different. I really want to talk to you. College really said you can't really make any money or get up there if you do not have exhibitions and shows and all that stuff. And I did it and I hated it. I love connecting with people, but it just wasn't my gig. So the foundation is what I had to draw upon myself. So what I'm telling you today is what I did, and it really, really works. So you got to listen, got to be truthful to yourself while we work on this together. This is step one of building your photography business. So before you click off and say, oh yeah, here's another tactic, I want you to understand that this system that I'm telling you right now, the very beginning, has helped me, and it has helped someone like Debbie that has said, I can't believe that I thought I was going to do one thing with my business and I totally changed because of my foundation. Or Stacy saying, I love my photography, but I just don't want to put it up for sale on a website and just sell. I want to do more with this. I want to really work with people. And I'm like, yeah, that's your foundation. That's so important that they were stuck and then now they love what they're doing and they make money from it. If you're not making money, you're not doing what you love, stop everything right now and really pay attention to this episode. There is no starving artist here. We are here to make money and be valued and have other people value you. I want to talk to you in the very beginning about your values as a person. And at this day and age, there's some really hardcore values. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want you to worry about anybody else. This is not about trying to chase the sale or trying to say, oh, well, they're making more money in this sector. If you go look at a photographer that you love and I want to do what they're doing, there's some reasons behind everything. And that's why the business is successful. And it really starts with you as a person, your values of what you like and what you don't like, the people that you like and you don't like. Let's just be truthful. It's okay. We think that a business has to appeal to everyone, and it doesn't. And so what I'm asking you to do is really think about you. How do these values influence your photography style and business approach? Well, you're like, okay, I haven't really done my business yet, but my photography is something that I've been doing for a while. If you're here and just starting photography, you're not ready for a business because you haven't really explored what you truly, truly love as you photograph. And I don't want you to do compare slogger. That's from Marie Folio. I learned from her. She's so funny. Don't compare yourself to other photographers because you're not selling to other photographers. This is about you being in the zone, and you may be a photographer that loves to do a lot of things. If you like a headshot and wedding, and that's what you truly, truly love, then you go do that. And you go find somebody that does that. If you are a nature, fine art photographer that really wants to give emotions to people, we don't photograph people, then you stay here. You stay with me here. It's that important because we're going to pull those values out of you. And when you photograph, you don't realize that those values are within the shutter button. Okay, now that I'm talking about values, you're probably saying, well, what questions do I need to ask? So I'm going to put the questions over me right now as I'm talking to you. And what you could do is stop the video and do a screen capture of these prompts. And that will get you started. Obviously, there's going to be more, but I just want you to look at this and let me tell you a little bit of why I feel these values are so important. Because when I was photographing a portfolio in college, I was making a series and we had to do this. Now, of course, I've had a variety of things that I photograph and I love to try. But for a senior project, this is where it really hit me when it came to understanding my core values as a photographer. We're not talking about the business yet. I was taught to photograph corner to corner. And of course, I like to be a rebel. So at that time, I was photographing macro work and making one point very, very sharp and everything else blurry. And it was kind of the new thing back then. Now everybody does it with lens babies and all that stuff. But just an example, the professor had asked me, why was I doing that? And I didn't have an answer for him. I'm like, I don't know. I just like it. So I had to think. He goes, there's got to be a reason. We need to figure out. And he would ask all of us. It was a private school, which was great. So we didn't have a lot of students. So we really got some great information. And that's how I teach, honestly, is I learn from my professors. And he made us think about why we pushed that shutter button. And I'm thinking, what a waste of time. I just like it. And if somebody else will like it, if I like it, right? But that's not what happens. We're communicating with our art, and other people will interpret it different, but we really sell from you. You sell your work, you as an individual, and they will love what you do because you have the same values. I went back into my life of loving science and getting into the microscope and the stage, and I did all this stuff when I was younger and didn't realize that it affected my photography. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm bringing this on as an adult, didn't realize how much I love the shapes and the beauty of seeing things that people can't normally see with their eyes. And then things started working in my mind of my values of nature, the people that I really enjoy, and the people that I don't enjoy. And you have to think about your people. Who do you enjoy? Who do you not enjoy? And again, there is no right or wrong here. Matter of fact, when I'm in my CC Biz method, I'm like, hey, we're in a comfort state. We'll just say this straight out. If you're a Democrat or Republican, I don't care. I don't want to hear about it. We're here to make work that we love. And you work with your people, and I'll work with my people, and she and he will work with their people, and that's all that matters. I also want to say, too, is that I talk to people around the world. This isn't just for Americans, and it's not about politics. It's about our own values, and that's who you want to relate to, and your photography will be part of that. So the value and your views are for the business side, you'll see later, and the photography is why you make your work. And we have to build a portfolio from it. If you need ChatGPT to help you a little bit, I would do that if you want to do it quicker because it's pretty amazing. Again, don't use chat or any of this AI and put your personal information in there. You just say, I love to photograph this, and this, and this is my zone, and these are the people that I like, and this is what I like, and this is what I don't like, and da 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 da. And you can say, can you just give me like 5 to 10 prompts of the values that I have, and see if it aligns up. It's pretty cool. I have my students do this, and they're like, wow, it's just little insights. It's not going to be perfect. It might even lead on to new things that you could think about, because the more that you really do understand yourself and the person that you are, the more you can connect with other people that are like you. We're doing this so you can build a strong portfolio, and we're doing this so you can build your offer, which will be in the next episode as I make these coming along. I don't want you to be a squirrel here. Matter of fact, I made a squirrel video where you're jumping around and why you don't follow through. So I will put that down below in the links, because this is so important that if you don't do this foundation, you will fail. What I suggest you do is get a journal, get something to write down. I know nowadays we're all on the computer all the time. We're typing on our phone. We're typing all this stuff. But it's a proven fact that when you write things down, it really sticks to your brain. And later you can add this to your, say if you have a Google Doc or something. That's what I like to work on with Google Docs. You really need to be clear, because if you don't do this, everything else in your foundation will be a mess. And if you heard me talk about red ocean, blue ocean, red ocean is where people like photographers that get their photographs, and they photograph like everyone else. Their offers are like everyone else. They have a website like everyone else. They talk like everyone else in their content marketing. That's where you type and you write, and because your image isn't just going to sell the piece. People, especially with business to business, they want to know who you are. They want to know if you're dependable. So you definitely need to make sure that you do this. That's how important it is in the very beginning of your photography career. Once you do that, get that done, and we're going to work on your portfolio. Now, you may already have a bunch of portfolios already. Hey, that's cool, but you may need to change things around after you just did your prompts. I don't know what you're using. I like to use Lightroom, where I could just clump my images together and put them in different folders and portfolios and look at them and rearrange them and do all that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter what software you use. They're all good. I like On One. You could do it in Google Docs. I mean, it doesn't matter. So let's not get technical with this. Now we got to do the portfolio that really resonates with you. So what I want you to do is have a clear mind, no music, no nothing. And all you're going to do is take a couple deep breaths, because this is our personal work, right? And I don't want you to think about how hard it was to photograph the image and how long it took to process and all that kind of stuff that's all technical. We're not doing technical now, we're doing feelings. And I want you to think, what type of photography that you have done where you're in the zone? And the zone is basically you're there and you don't realize that it's been 3 hours photographing and it only feels like 10 minutes. That's a zone. That's your happy place. Don't worry about this isn't going to make money, I'm not good enough, or everybody's photographing this. Don't do that. This is a portfolio that you truly love. This is the work that you truly love. We're just making one portfolio right now, one that is truly within your soul. Develop that portfolio, grab maybe 40 images, and it doesn't have to be perfect yet. Just put them all in one folder. This is you. This is your work that you love. I want you to understand that. Next, what we want to do is we want to make something that has a theme or a style that you like, and I want you to put them together. So I have themes. I'll give you some of my themes. How's that? And that might help you think about themes and styles. My landscape portfolio is very crisp and clean, and it's all it's about landscape and nature. And then I have a macro lens painting, which is really, truly my fine art stuff that I truly love. That's a style of photographing. So the theme before was landscape and nature, and my style is my macro lens painting. Then I was like in this field of I was just in I don't know, it was just like wanting to start something different. I do these things all the time. And I wanted to do flowers with a black background. I just love how it made the color pop. And it was a lot of fun. And that one is, it's like a theme and a style, right? It's a theme of flowers and the style with the black background. And what I want you to do is present them in a way with your strongest in the beginning, and it's going to flow, and you're going to end with the strongest, because that's what we do as humans. We like to stop the scroll with the strongest images that are really exciting, and then we move the images in your portfolio, and your subject, your main subject, is where people will go, right? The main area that you have maybe sharp or whatever it is. You want those eyes to move. You don't want people to get bored of your work. And the way to do that, the basics, obviously there's more to portfolio, but the basics is just keep their eyes moving in each of the pieces. And then when you end your portfolio, they get excited to see what you've done, and they will remember the last part. That's just human instinct. And so that is a great way to keep the flow of a portfolio and get people excited. Here's what I see a lot. People like to show everything because they love all their work. And that's a huge mistake. We get overwhelmed when we see all these images. It's like, ugh, too much. We just want them to feel that portfolio, then they'll go for more. Now, I do have an area that I will talk about later in this foundation area, which is called professional presence. And that's where you really show your work and your offers. But right now, it would be a good place for you to think about, where am I going to show this portfolio where people can go? That's why I've used PhotoShelter. That's the place where I share my work. And I'll give you a link down below if you're interested. There's a lot of different places now. If you're just starting off, because this is a foundation, you can use Instagram. You can use even Facebook, or Pinterest is another great one. But what I want to say is, here's my problem with Instagram. Once you show your portfolio of this work, then what else do? You have to add more things to it. That's why, like a Pinterest board, where you can continually share that link to a Pinterest board to someone. Right now, we just need a space where you can put these pieces so people can see what you do. Some of you may want to build a website, but if you're just first starting off, building a website is very, very difficult. And you think that you're building it for yourself, and they love this, but you don't truly know who your clients are. So that all that effort and emotion of, oh my gosh, I got to build a website, that's exhausting. And if you don't really truly know who your clients are, you're wasting your time. I will preach this again. They're not going to go to your website, not know who you are, and trust you. So we're not doing that right now. Don't do that. Just think of a place that's free, easy to use. I mean, it's a place where you have a link that you could show. It could even be in a Google Doc. It doesn't matter. As if somebody says, I would like to see your work, how are they going to see this portfolio? That's what I want you to think about as we finish this foundation. If you're a go-getter and you're just like, I'm ready to do this now, or I'm ready to get some help, check out CC Biz Method, because that is a place where I share with you how, and we get on to calls so you could show me what you're doing, and we really hash out a lot of things back and forth to really focus. And that's what I love to do. Find out your passion, your values, build that portfolio so we can sell it. And if you're really a go-getter and want some help, this is the place where I'm at. Let's do some recapping so you actually understand the beginnings of this foundation for your business. Okay, you're going to go and get the prompts that I shared with you, and you're going to start working on your values, who you are as an individual. Then what you're going to do, you're going to build that beautiful portfolio that you truly, truly love from your soul. And also, I have this video. If your mindset is saying, I can't do this, or I've done this before and it doesn't work, you got to watch this. So next week, I will have a raw video, and then we'll go into the second part of the foundation that I truly, truly love, and that's building your offer. What do you want to do? We'll go into that, which is really, really fun. So look out for that soon. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It really does help with algorithms. If you haven't heard about algorithms are everything. This is how people know that what I'm doing is really helping landscape, nature, macro, and fine art photographers build a dream business that you truly love. Leave a comment down below. Tell me, did that make sense? Do I need to clarify anything? Until next week, remember, people pay for value, and you are valuable. Bye, my friends. If you would like to get show notes, links that I talk about in the episode, and a bunch of other goodness like freebies to help you build your photography business, then head on over to photobizmethod.com. photobizmethod.com. See you there.